Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to the maiden edition of the Rising Youth Talk Show. It's me, Peter Monte Albert. Today on the Rising Youth Talk Show, we're going to give you something juicy, something exciting, and you can see my guest is already laughing. It means that we have something more to give you. But then, we are here at the Oil's Fast Food inside Abekom, Kumasi. Oil Fast Food, they have everything you can think of when it comes to edibles, from rice, as in fried rice, jollof rice, plain rice. They have pizza, they have burger, anything that you think of eating, from snack to that of a heavy meal at night. Just call on Oil's Fast Food and they're going to do justice. Oil Fast Food, they do deliveries within Kumasi Metropolis. Call them on 020-5815-468. Oil's Fast Food will be available to take your orders and then deliver. You know, we are in the COVID era, so you don't need to be walking about and going to places that you encounter much number of people and be infected. So place an order with Oil's Fast Food and let them serve you. Bring the food to your doorstep through a delivery system that you can trust. I'm here to talk to a wonderful youth. He's doing so much well in the political terrain as a youth. When you talk of TESCON, when you talk of NPP Youth Wing, when you talk of the people who are pushing the agenda of the youth politics in the MPP caucus, you can't mention without mentioning this wonderful young man. He's in the person of Mr. Anthony Osei, popularly known as Ura. Ura, welcome to the Rising Youth Talk Show.
Thank you very much, man.
It is an honor having you. I believe we're going to have a wonderful time today.
Sure.
I know what you carry, so perhaps today my viewers have to also share in what you carry. What should they expect today?
I hope they enjoy the best out of me.
Okay.
Because, you see, I'm happy to communicate with the youth. I love being with my peers.
Okay.
Because I have a lot to share with them. And I know they also have a lot to also know from me. So I'm ever ready for them.
Okay. Our guest is ever ready. And if you are too, then let's get the ball rolling. Because I am equally ready and I'm eager and I just want to hear more. I want to know more from this man. Let's start by knowing Mr. Anthony Osei. Who is Mr. Anthony Osei? Or who is Ura? We've been hearing the name Ura in all the youthful political terrain. When you hear any youth political agenda, you hear Ura. When it's associated to NPP, you hear. And let me not leave you on this. He is the TESCON Ashanti Regional Deputy Coordinator. He's a deputy coordinator for TESCON Ashanti region, and also the senior assistant project. Senior project assistant
at Youth Employment Agency.
For the Youth Employment Agency. The senior project assistant for the Youth Employment Agency. Ura, Mr. Ura. Who is Ura?
A colleague
let's get the background.
See, a colleague asked me this same question some time ago. Who is Ura? I said, Ura is Ura.
So you're Ura.
Ura is a young guy.
Okay.
I don't know, when people see me with this pot, I don't know where it's coming from. They think I'm a man. I'm a young guy, 29 years of age.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not married.
The door is open.
Not really. But I live somewhere in the Swansea constituency.
Okay.
I live around Spurbook Road. But I am within the Swansea constituency. And Ra started my primary school, junior high school level way back in Accra. Due to family issues, I had to come to Kumasi, so I migrated to Kumasi.
Okay.
And
which year are we talking about?
I came to Kumasi somewhere 2006.
2006.
Yes. Early 2006.
Okay.
That was when I was supposed to complete GHS.
Oh, okay.
So when I came to Kumasi, they had already done the registration. So I had to wait and complete in 2007.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I still see my colleagues who completed in 2006, and the magic around this issue is when they completed in 2006, they went to senior high school for just 3 years.
3 years, okay.
And my punishment for completing in 2007
was to go 4 years.
Go for another 4 years. So
Okay.
I became 2 years far behind them.
Behind them, okay.
Lo and behold, I completed senior high school, and I decided not to go to any tertiary institution. Personally, it was a personal decision.
Okay.
So I passed through IPMC.
Was it to chalk other laurels or to chase other projects before thinking of school, or it was a deliberate action not to? Perhaps school is not. Like some people will say, at the end of the day,
Look,
I'm coming to look for.
don't forget, IPMC is also a school.
Oh yeah, IPMC, yeah, it's a big institution.
I was advised by a colleague, because he saw my interest in IT stuff. He told me, when I go to IPMC or NIT, I'm going to get a practical experience. So
okay.
then their certificate is as equal as those from the tertiary institutions.
Okay.
So I bought into that.
Okay.
Then I started running programs at IPMC.
IPMC.
I ran the first 6 months, the second 6 months, another 6 months, another 6 months, making 2 years.
2 years.
And the certificate I had was not compared, if you compare that of university, technical universities, the grade, when you compare the certificate, that is
the weight of it
way below,
yeah,
as compared to that of the tertiary ones.
Okay.
So I decided to come back to tertiary. It wasn't a wasteful years. I gained experience with the practical aspect. So I came to Kumasi Technical University, then Kumasi Polytechnic. The first day I stepped foot on Kumasi Polytechnic, the first thing I went to look out for is the MPP branch in Kumasi Polytechnic.
That was your first call when
when I entered the school, because I was told a lot of people I've heard of started their political life from the various campuses.
Okay.
So I didn't go to look for my department. I went to look for.
So here, would you say you came in with a motive of chasing politics or chasing education?
Not at all.
You came into
You see, I had the interest
for
being in politics
okay,
way back at home. And following politics, I have read of so many successful youth in Ghanaian politics who started their political career from the tertiary institution.
Okay.
So not basically me coming to school to do politics, but then aside the educational knowledge, I also taught it twice.
Okay.
That is a very big platform where I can build
yourself.
I can build my political career from. Because I had already started from my constituency, that's Aswansi constituency.
Okay.
Being a 2-term polling station chairman, I had been in politics, and then I wanted to get the educational part of politics. So when I came, I went straight to look for TESCOM. In fact, when I saw the TESCOM president then, that was Emmanuel Usu, TESCOM president then. When I saw him, after introducing myself to him, I assured him and I told him I'll occupy his position some years to come.
Whoa, that was even when you just entered.
Yes.
You were enthused that much to take a presidential position, even.
I told him, man. You see, last year I met him at the airport, and we were having our usual discussion, and he said, "You're a bad boy." I said, "No, man. I don't work as a." He said, "No, you're a bad boy. You told me you're going to be a president, and you're a president.
Really?
What was the magic?" I said, "It was your leadership."
Okay.
I took his leadership as a full lecture notes, and I studied from it.
Okay.
So that was when I started politics.
But one may ask, so at that moment where you now join, you now even have that edge to chase politics, to build it as a career. What particularly did you find in these people that made you opted in, okay, I'm going to give him my all? that I'll become the president of TESCOM someday? What edge, what is that ego that came in?
I quite remember, as a polling station chairman, we have not had NPP MP in the Swansea constituency for some time now.
Okay.
So in our quest to make Dr. Bala, he was an aspirant who was willing to become the MP for, but then we lost both parliamentary and presidential.
And that's
so,
okay.
In our quest to make him the parliamentary candidate, a young man visited the constituency. He is lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong.
Okay.
He visited the constituency as the deputy Ashanti Regional Youth Organizer.
Okay.
So I saw him. We didn't know each other. He saw me and he asked, "Young man, what do you do?" I said, "I'm a student at IPMC." I said, "Okay. I've seen the enthusiasm in you."
But then you haven't been to
No, I haven't been to Cape Poly.
Okay.
And he told me, if you continue with what you are doing, you're going to go far. And I told him, I don't have a godfather. How can I go far in politics? Because the perception out there is, you need to get a godfather who position you somewhere. He told me, it's not all the time that you talk of godfather. Sometimes it's about your enthusiasm and your hard work. It can take you to places where your godfather cannot take you to. So I bought into his word. And when I came to school, I started working with the TESCOM chapter there. Fortunately for me, I was appointed as the outreach coordinator of TESCOM in my first year.
Okay.
Level 100.
Okay.
So I started working with the executives there. Going into second year, I contested for the portfolio to become a TESCOM organizing secretary for
second year.
Second year. Actually, I heard so many people vying for that portfolio, so I just moved into it. Lo and behold, I won as the TESCOM organizer.
Okay. In which year was that?
That was in second year. That was in 2015, 2016.
2015.
Because I came around 2014, 2015.
Okay.
So 2015, 2016, I've been a TESCOM organizer. In fact, I had a very good president then, Japan Nippon Francis. Actually, when I was the outreach coordinator, he was the communication director of TESCOM.
Okay.
So he became the president and I became the organizing secretary. So we worked together as a team once again. He gave me the platform to operate. So that was when I had another encounter with lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong again.
That was the second time you
The second time.
encounter. Okay. The first time was when he motivated you to
Yes.
step up the game. And the second time.
So the second time, he attended a TESCOM meeting and he saw me. He was like, "Gentleman, I know you somewhere."
Okay.
I said, "Yes, I know you too." He said, "What are you doing here?" And I told him, "I'm the organizing secretary." He said, "Wow." Per the TESCOM constitution, he was supposed to chair the vetting of TESCOM, but he couldn't come.
Okay, so the election that went on to elect you, he was supposed to chair it
Yes,
during the vetting.
but he couldn't come.
Couldn't.
So
Okay.
he was surprised to see me as the organizing secretary.
Okay.
So we started working from there. He introduced me to Mr. Samuel Oku, and he told me, he said, "You want a godfather? Take him as your godfather."
I want Samuel Oku now.
I want Samuel Oku. So he gave Mr. Samuel Oku to me as my godfather.
Okay.
I worked with him as a TESCOM organizer. We were in opposition then. So when I was going to my final year, that was third year, I contested as the TESCOM president.
Okay. That was 2016.
2016,
17.
and that was an election year. I won overwhelmingly, and I appointed my my contender, I appointed him as the outreach coordinator because we were in a position and we needed to do a lot of outreach. But I saw something good in him, and I thought it was appointing him to give him the opportunity to do that for the party. He didn't come as an appointee to struggle power with me. He came as an individual who have a good role for the party.
To also serve.
To also serve. So he served under my office as the president. He was my outreach coordinator. In fact, he was a very hardworking gentleman. Karim. Very hardworking gentleman. Lawyer Justin Kodja gave me so many tasks, which I performed to his satisfaction. And he appointed me as his aide.
His personal aide.
His personal aide.
That was when you are still the president.
That was when I was the PESCOM president, at my early days of the presidency.
How old were you then?
See, somewhere 25, 26.
Okay.
24, 25.
24, okay.
Yes. So he appointed me as the PESCOM president. He appointed me as his personal aide. I became very closer to him. He sent me on so many errands. And then there is something he told me I should never underrate. That's trust. 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 The key word is trust. He told me, Ira, if you want to go far, you got to guard your lips. Observe more, talk less.
Talk less. I like that word. Observe more, talk less.
There was an instance somewhere around, I've forgotten this, Trefair. Yes, Trefair. We went for the manifesto launch of MPP. He had got a new pickup. I didn't know. So when we got closer to the pickup, I didn't know the pickup was his. I said, boss, this guy, he deserved it. We were just taking a stroll.
That's true, okay.
And then I said, boss, this guy deserved it. He said, who told you the car is mine? I said, wow.
Yeah.
Because he had traveled to Germany for 3 weeks and then he came for the lunch. And then we were taking us to go and go to that car and make that comment. And indeed the car was his. It was a new lunch he had brought. And then it was a very nice car. So he told me, as he had already said to me, I should guard my lips. Because the enemy wouldn't ruin what he doesn't do.
That's true.
So I kept quiet and I was staring at him. These are his words. The enemy wouldn't ruin what he doesn't know.
And you can only know when there's much talking about it. So you guard your lips, he doesn't know.
He told me to guard my lips. And that has been my word of motivation.
Now, I'm interested in this aspect. You said he introduced you to Samuel. Now, what was your encounter with Samuel after the introduction?
He, Lawyer Justin Kudia, graduated from a deputy youth organizer of Ashanti region to the Ashanti regional youth organizer. And Samuel Oku was the national youth organizer of NPP. Then. So anytime Sami comes to Kumasi, Lawyer Kudia will call me. Right, let's go. And my boss, when he calls you, he wouldn't check your itinerary for the day, we just call you, let's move. So he called me one morning, let's move. We moved to the airport, we picked Samuel and then straight to the Kwai constituency. My first time, I had a good time with Mr. Samuel. He also gave me his word. We spoke at length. He advised me, and then he told me his doors are open for me any day, any time. So I started with him.
Okay. So you personally did some projects with him?
A lot. Okay. With Mr. Samuel.
You can share a few with us.
Some I can share, some
are for party reasons.
Yes, for political reasons.
Okay.
I can.
Share the few that you can with us.
See, Mr. Samuel will call you. He will send me to places, go and see this man, go and see that man. There's a former appointee, go and see him, tell him I said you should come and do this. Go and take this from this man, go and take that. He'll be sending me on so many errands because we have built trust already.
Okay.
So through that, I got in touch with so many former appointees of the party. I got in touch with Mr. Kandapa, who is now the Minister for National Security. The first time I met him, Mr. Sanoku sent me to him, and since then we've been in touch. Along the way, another people came in.
Okay.
Like Mr. Stephen Amwa, Steka, Maslow
Steka, yeah, he's contesting.
Yes, in Shai, so
Yeah.
I also have a story with him, but maybe that will be for another day.
Okay.
Mr. Nelson also came in. Lawyer Henry Nana B also came in. And now, the bondage between Nana B and myself is as equal as that of Lawyer Tastikute and Mr. Samuel and Mr. Nelson also.
Okay.
On daily basis, they were checking up on me, they were motivating me, they were sending me, they were giving me the platform. So I had the opportunity to do so many things when I came in contact with them. They never hid me under the shadow. They gave me the opportunity to excel in the limelight, and on any other day, I would say I'm so grateful to them.
Then the conversation is getting quite interesting here, and I want to step a bit back now. Okay. Let's go back into family. Okay. In aspect of your education, what was the family role in you getting your education process? Some challenges, or was it all that smooth from the family aspect that okay, in my family, just like some people may have in our family, education is this key. We chase this dream, we chase, and regardless of it, you'll be through without that stress. How was it like for you?
Before God and man, I have a wonderful family.
Okay.
There's no two ways about that. A very wonderful family. But Ura, I've not gotten the self-developed family love.
Okay.
I've not gotten that.
How is that? Because you're just praising your family now.
I do have a wonderful family.
Okay.
You see, I never lived in my lifetime, in my entire life, looking at the days I've lived with my mom.
Okay.
If I'm supposed to calculate by days, I've not lived with my mom in my entire life. Counting the days, it wouldn't even be up to 400 days.
Oh wow.
Like you
your
meeting
biological
your mom, my biological mom.
Oh wow, wow.
Like you meeting your mom, wake up in the morning and say, Mom, I'm going to school, Mom, I'm going to work.
You never had that.
My mom traveled out of the country when I was too young. Very, very young. So she traveled. I lived with her sister. So I was with my other part of the family. Because my granny was also outside the country, but we were in granny's house with other relatives.
Okay.
So when my mom left, I was very young. So she would just come and spend 2 weeks and she would go back. She would come at most 3 weeks and she would go. And when she went, she came. She left again, and about 8 years she hadn't come back to Ghana.
Until now.
No, that was then.
That was then, okay.
So she came 8 years ago, and I had leave my mother's side to go and live with my father's side.
Okay, so
at Domin, from Tema to Domin.
Okay, moving from your grandma's place
to Domin.
Okay.
So I was with my dad, and he had also gone to marry another woman. And my mom was also married another man out there. So I didn't like the treatment.
Both parents were then outside?
No, dad was here.
Here, but has married.
Mom was out. Mom had married another man, and dad had also married another woman. I didn't like the treatment from my stepmom. So I moved out from the house to live with a friend. My dad wasn't happy with it, but since I was still going to school, it was okay. Later on, I went back to Tema to live with my family.
Okay, by you moving out of the house, he was still fending for you?
Yes. Actually, Dad was funding my education. He wasn't okay because I left the house. But then I told him, I'm not okay with the treatment, so I'm okay with where I am. He said, okay. I went back to Tema to live with my mother's side again. And then, one day after school, my mom called me and she told me I had to move to Kumasi. Said Kumasi to do what? Because his husband had his family in Kumasi. So I came to Kumasi.
So you mean in Kumasi, you're coming to now stay with a step family?
A step family, but alone.
Alone.
Not in a family house, alone.
Okay.
So I came to start my entire life again in Kumasi.
But initially, what made you move from your friends, and because you seek refuge there earlier, from moving from Tema to Domi? To your friend's place, sorry.
I had completed my primary school. So I was going to JHS and I had to go to Tema.
Go back. Okay.
So I went to Tema, I started my JHS there. When I was about to register for my BEC, I had to come to Kumasi. So I came and registered with the school, open events in Kumasi, and I completed in Kumasi.
Okay.
So I haven't had enough time with my mom. She visits me and she spent like 3 weeks and she go back to Germany. I have 7 siblings there. They all come and they go. They come, I host them in Kumasi, they go. We are having a wonderful family. But as I said earlier, because of the lapses, when it comes to family, love, those things, I didn't enjoy much, but I have a loving family.
Okay. Now let's come to the youthful activism as in politics. Being the Ashanti Regional Deputy TESCON coordinator, what has been some of let's start from the achievements here. We've talked with the youth front when it comes to Ashanti Regional Youth Wing of the NPP or the TESCON aspect. Well, what are some of these laurels you've chopped? We will come to the challenges, but let's look at some of these laurels.
For one to become a TESCON president, someone will say it's a very nice portfolio, but it comes with so many challenges. Because I came as a TESCON president when I had 671 members.
671 members as
TESCON
president.
President having 671 members.
Okay. Was it the highest then among the TESCON?
Yes, the highest then.
Okay.
The highest then. And during my time as a TESCON organizer, then Kumasi Polytechnic was named the most vibrant TESCON institution in Ghana by the then National Youth Organizer.
Okay.
So
has that description changed now?
it hasn't. Nobody had pronounced any other institution as the most vibrant institution
So it
since
means
then,
so.
so it still stands.
Okay.
You see, out of the 671, 384 were final year students who were competing with me.
Okay.
So somebody who have come to join TESCON, a political association in an election year, you've graduated at a time where the party is in power. Now it is your responsibility as the president to make sure your members are able to get certain things they are looking for. So you'll be there and a member will call you, Presido, I'm not working. Presido, I need scholarship. Presido, I've handed over as a TESCON president, but I still owe them that responsibility.
Because you once led them.
Because I once led them. So when somebody goes somewhere and encounters a problem, he or she doesn't know any political figure, so he call you. Presido, my car has been picked up by KMA, so and so, road safety, so and so, and the person wants you to assist. If even you can, the person will still expect much positivity from you. So I've handed over as a TESCON president. But with the badge I led, I'm still their president. And day after day, responsibilities keep on increasing. This one will call you and tell you, I'm with NAPCO, my transfer hasn't gotten through, and he's expecting you to do something for him or her. Not necessarily you doing it for him or her, but you putting in an effort. Because he thinks actually you might have a direct contact with the regional NAPCO director or the CEO of NAPCO, so that you can assist him. So day after day, responsibilities keep on increasing. But it hasn't been bad.
So you, in that aspect, being a TESCOM coordinator, you support.
I promised them when I was a TESCOM president that I'm going to be with them. Until now, I'm still with them.
You're still with them. You still have connections, or you still get in touch with those people you once led?
It's still the same party they went for,
okay.
And it's still the same party.
The same people. Okay. Okay.
So when I walk into a CEO's office, I walk into a minister's office, and I'm telling him, Honorable, please, this member of mine, that member of mine needs this help.
Okay.
You see, I did my best as a TESCOM president for the entire party to know how much my people have been working for the party and how long they've been standing with the party. So anytime I walk to them and I start crying for my people, they listen to me. And to God be the glory. Day after day, challenges keep on popping up, but day after day, we keep on assisting them.
Okay. So in doing all these things, were you then induced in a way to be able to call this man? Because I mean, today's youth in Ghana now, in our dispensation now, tell a youth to champion these courses you just lay out. Even the phone calls, receiving calls on behalf of other members, attending to their plight. When you have your own plight, were you induced in a way by these people you meet to be able to meet up this demand from members?
TESCOM is Tertiary Students Confederacy of New Patriotic Party.
Okay.
The slogan of TESCOM is commitment without inducement.
All right. Okay. Commitment
without
inducement. Okay.
With no other form of motivation.
Okay.
So your inducement is your motivation.
Let me get you clear. So the fact that you have that motivation to do it is enough inducement.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
You see, when the first time I met Mr. Samuel, he told me, as a young guy in politics, this is what I should know. Politics is just about service to humanity.
Service.
It's just about service to humanity. What people cannot do, you'll be sent to do it on their behalf. And whatever you do should have a direct benefit to the individual down there who is not able to do those things. That's what Samuel told me.
Okay, so that's the aspect of politics.
I bought into that.
Okay.
So I realized politics is not a venture. It's not a business. It's just service to humanity. The reason why on any good day I will tell you MPP is better than NDC. People have perception that all politicians are corrupt. Every politician, when he comes, he comes and amass wealth for himself. Assuming without admitting, let me assume that is true. Okay. NPP is the party. Even if that perception is true, should it be? That perception, should it be?
Okay.
You will still have a direct correlation between the government and the individual down there. NPP is the only party where the individual down there can boast of something he or she have directly benefited from the government.
So you're saying NPP is more grassroots based than that of any other political party we know in this country, as You just mentioned they are the best.
Grassroots base.
Because that's where you get the people
No,
down.
Every political party have a structure from the down level straight up to the top level. But MPP is the only party when they come to government, the citizen, in quotes, people put it that way, the ordinary citizen, the ordinary Ghanaian, have a direct benefit from the national cake. Direct benefit from the national cake. Benefit where the individual feels the government has put in something in his or her pocket directly. There's no two ways about that.
And is it visible?
Very visible. Very, very visible. If you take me into that, I'm going to explain to you why it's visible.
That will be a talk for another day. Because today we are here to know you more.
No, but honestly, the reason why the youth of this country have to know it is visible. When you are not like Ura, you are coming from a different family as a senior brother or the elderly brother in the family, who have a lot of responsibilities to make sure your other kid siblings have a place to stand in the family. When the family or the parents are not having the enough muscles to take care of the kid siblings, you the eldest sibling, it becomes your responsibility. Sure. I have so many experiences. I've seen people who have come to me telling me, at least, I'm just 29 years. I have people who come to me, people offering PhD programs and other things who come to me, Charlie, help me get scholarship, those things. They'll be sharing their life experience with me. Somebody yesterday told me, if not the government intervention known as NAPO, he wouldn't have furthered his education. He is a HND holder. He has been an HND holder. He did national service after HND. He has been at home. He told me he finished Kumasi Poly somewhere 2009. He has been at home until 2017, 2018. He was enrolled into NAPCO. When he was enrolled into NAPCO, he had money to further his education. So he bought forms at KUST. He had completed his top-up program. And he was asking me, he's a renowned NDC guy. You see, he had done national service some time ago. And he was asking me, is it possible as a NAPCO beneficiary I can still do national service? And I asked him, have you ever done national service? He said yes. It's against the rule. You can't do it again. I said, but coming now. And they said, they support it here. I said, no. It's totally against the system. So he was sharing his experience with me. An NDC guy who had completed Kumasi Poly 2009 had been at home until the intervention of NAPCO. He was enrolled 700 cedis a month. He's able to save to do his top up, and today he had completed his first degree. When you talk of direct correlation between government policies having direct impact in your life and reflecting in your pocket, that is what it's about. Do you know the money parents have saved out of free SHS?
Yeah, it's enormous, definitely.
Let's assume you only have 2 children. One in SHS 3, one in SHS 1. Let's assume you're spending just 1,000 cedis on them per term. You are not buying uniform. You are not paying fees. No feeding allowance. No books. Government is providing you that.
But we'll get into that talk of the policies and stuff. But then, today let's deal with you. So that we'll deal with the MPP later. Let's come to youth employment. Let's come to youth employment. Well, when you spied your step into youth employment, or how that opportunity came about, how did it came about, that opportunity to rise from that of TESCON and then sail through the political terrain and get to a rank of the deputy senior project manager for youth employment. It's a position most, those in the helm of political affairs would love to chalk that particular portfolio.
Actually, I was a TESCOM president in 2016, 2017.
Okay.
So right after school, I did my national service at Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation.
Okay.
Boss.
Yeah.
So after service, I was pushed into the unemployment terrain because even with BOST, when you have your service, the company has its own policy. Now, after service, you can only become a staff after 2 years.
So you have to stay back, and then after 2 years, come in.
Assuming I had my service at any other agency, BOST could have offered me employment. But if you have your service with them, you have to be employed after 2 years. It's a company policy. So right after service, I came back home. And God being so good, Lawyer Justin Kudiafripong is the CEO of National Youth Employment Agency.
Okay, your own
my own boss. Mr. Samuel Oku, who is my political godfather, is the board chairman of Youth Employment Agency.
Okay.
So when I was moving out from BOST, the last day I was moving out from BOST, I called Mr. Samuel Oku. And I said, I call him Supremo. Others call him Capo.
Okay.
When I called him, he answered.
I know of that Capo.
But I call him Supremo.
Okay.
I said, Supremo. He said, Ra. Mikofi. I said, Ukofi is just my service, Mikofi.
Okay.
So the immediate past Ashanti Regional Youth Organizer, Mr. Nelson Owusu was the regional director of Youth Employment Agency. He is now the deputy CEO of National Youth Authority. So he was the Ashanti Regional Director of Youth Employment Agency. I went to him and I told him, boss, I'm done with service, I'm at home. So he asked me to go home, he would call me. I said, okay. I was there and he called me to bring my particulars. I submitted it to him. Mr. Justin Kudia had already called to tell me Mr. Nelson is calling me. So I gave my particulars to him. I was there when Mr. Nelson called again, asked if I have a SNET number, so on and so forth. He took other details of mine. One sunny afternoon, I was at home when he called me. That my appointment letter is in. So I went to his office for my appointment letter. I called the board chairman, I called the CEO, I called Nana B, every stakeholder who matters. I called them and I told them, now I've been given employment. Because Mr. Stephen Amwa was also pushing something for me, cooking something for me elsewhere.
Okay, so you were then hoping to fall within these two?
Yes.
Okay.
The current deputy chief of staff, Mr. Sanso Boache, contesting for Bantiman, was also cooking something up for me at the airport. I had a lot of people cooking so many things for me, but I had overburdened them with the plight of my members.
Okay, earlier. They call in for support.
So I had overburdened them with that. So they will call me and they will tell me, you brought this list to be taken to ECG, but tell these 3 people to go for an interview this day, call these people to go to Grico. So I was just okay because my people were being sorted out.
Yeah,
so I wasn't exerting pressure on mine because I had so many things to work on. My people were also gradually...
That's a wonderful spirit of a good leader, because a leader, I believe, is one who takes pride in the satisfaction of others. Because if it was somebody, I am looking for a job, and here comes the case, I take people's list for them to be employed while I still sit back.
You know the funny aspect of it. You know the funny aspect of it. When I was a TESCOM president, my women's commissioner, Maria, she got employed. I assisted her, got employed when I was at home.
Okay.
My treasurer got employed, I was at home.
Through your assistants.
Some of my members got employed. Sandra got employed, I was at home. A lot of people got employed whilst I was at home. I wasn't, I never had any issue with that because I thought it was part of my duties. And I knew at the end of the day.
But someone will also say you weren't much worried because you were then perhaps getting some kind of petty incentives from Samioku, from other names, and so therefore we were okay. I know we all know when it comes to political aspects, as you said, definitely something for the boys is around the corner. Somebody might say because of that, you're okay.
I get you.
Yeah.
But you see, that is another wrong perception the youth have picked in their quest of joining politics. They think it's all about money. Everything politics is about money. No.
Everything is not about money. We'll come to that one. Viewers, we've been talking to Mr. Osei Anthony, who is the Deputy Ashanti Regional TESCOM Coordinator and also the Senior Project Assistant for the Ghana Youth Employment Agency. Be reminded that we are here at the Oils Fast Food inside Amekom, adjacent the Kumasi Technical University. Oils Fast Food has everything edible, anything you want from breakfast through to lunch and your supper or dinner. Anything you want for your party, you can order. They do deliveries as well within the Kumasi metropolis, and you can call them to be able to make your order. They have rice, fried rice, plain rice, jollof rice, all kinds of rice. They have pastries, they have pizza, anything that you feel like enjoying at the moment. You can call them on 020-581-5468. I take the number again, 0205-81-5468. So be sure to call on Oils Fast Food anytime to deliver you the best of meal in your home and near the comfort of your home to enjoy in this corona season. Don't step out and don't go get some disease to worry the family. Let's get our discussion continued. Mr. Anthony, youth employment now. What is the challenge there? Let's not talk about challenge, fine, we're bringing in. But in youth employment, what took you there? You got there through some connections, some people you knew, recommendations. But after getting there as youth, among other big faces working, what were some challenges you faced there?
My brother, Youth Employment Agency is an agency which is solely responsible to make sure the youth of the country have gotten something to do when it comes to employment. Indeed, we are working within a limited resource. The government of the country have done so well to invest into the agency in order to make sure a whole lot of people benefit from the agency. The core mandate of Youth Employment Agency is to make sure the country doesn't produce, vagabonds, street children, and other things. So, the Youth Employment Agency run models. We have series of models we are running, which some are government models the agency is running for, like youth in afforestation. Graduates who are unemployed, Youth Employment Agency have liaised with Forestry Commission to employ them to make sure at the forestry sector we plant a lot of trees. So the Youth Employment Agency is just an intermediary who have liaised the unemployed graduates to Forestry Commission. And now we have over 3,000 youth with Forestry Commission graduates working there. You come back, you see the police officers under the sector of MTTD. That's MTTD. You see them with some YE staffs in a CPA uniform. The Youth Employment Agency recruited those youth for the Ghana Police Service to work with them. The reason is, there are people after SHS, they don't have money to go to tertiary. Youth Employment Agency recruits you. The salary or the allowance Youth Employment Agency is supposed to give you, you keep some.
The agency keeps some.
The agency keeps some.
Okay.
It's a contract, it's a 2 years contract. So after the 2 years, we can re-engage you and give you another 2 years contract. When you are being engaged, you can save. And after your savings, what we also took away from your allowance, we give it to you. We will accumulate all of them and give it to you. And you can use that for tertiary education.
Okay. So after the 2 years, you are entitled to come for the accumulated money that is with the agency.
And use that as a startup capital.
Okay.
Or even for your tertiary education.
What if you don't want to continue education?
As a startup capital for business. Because it's enough to take you through life. We can still re-engage you another 2 years.
Okay.
With another contract. So basically, Youth Employment Agency run models. We have series of models. We have youth in agric. We have, you see, the Zoom Lion is also under Youth Employment Agency.
Okay.
So the youth employment recruits the beneficiaries for the Zoom Lion campaign. I hope you get what I mean. So we have a lot of models we are running. Youth in sports. When you go to stadium right now, you see some of the youth who are working there as cleaners. Some work as security. A whole lot of youth there. And
let's look at your role you play in youth employment. Your office itself.
Okay.
Or you fall within this
as a senior project officer, I liaise with the district director there, and my major duty is to work hand in hand with the monitoring and evaluation officers. I need to supervise the monitoring and evaluation officers who go out there to check out on our beneficiaries, to make sure our beneficiaries are doing well, they are doing what they are supposed to do, whatsoever is due them, they are getting it. Then they report to me. So I work on those documents. And then if there is a challenge between the MAE officer and a beneficiary, it comes to me, those things. I liaise with the agency at the district level. So from the region to those down there, I act as a liaison officer between those two people, and I report to my region.
Okay. It's been a wonderful time with you. But climaxing it, or finally, you've been with the New Patriotic Party, which is the NPP, one of the biggest political party in our country. The ruling party now. Would you say that your party have been able to meet the promises they made to Ghanaians, especially the Ghanaian youth that had faith in them to vote 2016 and bring them to power? Would you say that they've been able to meet these promises to the youth of Ghana?
As a TESCOM president running up to the 2016 election, I was very, very active. I played an active role in party coming to power. Because I was a TESCOM president then, and it was a very hot year for the party.
Yeah.
The president visited Kumasi Polytechnic then when I was a TESCOM organizer.
Okay.
The president came. When I was a TESCOM president, the vice president now came.
Okay.
He assured the students from it. He told them when he comes, he's going to make things better for them. He's going to put in measures that's going to have a direct impact in their life. I will not sit here and say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has brought heaven to Ghana. I wouldn't say that.
That's a fair.
I will never say that. But Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has performed better and more better than the 8 good years the NDC had. Even in his 3.5 years as a president, I will sit here, and if time is on our side, I will give you deliveries, I will give you figures, I will give you whatever you need to know that the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has more than delivered to our expectation. You see this promise delivered. It's not even a promise. He never promised one district, one ambulance. He never promised any of that sort.
But perhaps if you promise one district and a hospital and a factory, a hospital will definitely need an ambulance.
No. One constituency, one ambulance wasn't part of the NPP manifesto. You can go through the NPP manifesto.
I get it. That's what I'm saying.
He saw that as a necessity.
But the point here, the point here is, you have promised me a hospital. Okay, you promised me a hospital. What would be the essence of the hospital without the ambulance?
Fine.
So it is a factor in it.
No, it's not a factor. You see, the reason why it is not a factor is, I promise you of a hospital.
Okay.
When I build the hospital for you, I've delivered on my promise.
No, but the hospital has to function on certain equipment.
Without
it, the hospital is just a building which is like our normal homes.
You see, the point, I understand the point you are making.
Thank you.
But promises are promises.
Okay.
I've promised you, I'm going to give you a phone.
Okay.
I've given you a phone. For you to have a SIM, if I give you a SIM, it's an additional top up to what I've given you.
Then,
you cannot use the phone without a SIM card.
We try to climb this, but since I have you here, I want to make this clear. Let's clear this out. Now, if you're saying this, can someone else also say that, okay, then, whatever the NDC also did in times past, and they couldn't do it to their brim. They've also honored their promise, because if I have built schools in your area and I haven't finished it, I haven't perhaps put lectures or teachers there, but the building is there, I have delivered my promise.
You never promised giving teachers, you promised building school.
So that is it.
So if you build the school, you have achieved the promise. The promise is achieved.
Yeah, so that's what I want to come in.
I understand that.
So doesn't mean not using the facility isn't the problem of...
No, you should be accountable to that. You giving us a facility, you have used the ordinary citizens' money to build that facility. So the ordinary citizens should benefit from that.
Thank you. So it's not the same here that the ordinary citizens'
it's two different
money
things.
being used for the ambulance, being part of the same...
Nobody is saying it is not the ordinary citizens' money.
Okay.
But for a government to say, I am delivering to every constituency an ambulance. An ambulance, something new, which wasn't part of its manifesto.
Okay.
Something which has been an afterthought. Realizing it's a necessity. When he came to power, he have realized a lot of people are dying, we need ambulances in the country. Don't forget, the previous government have gone to order for sprinter buses, which when it came, it is still there. It is not being used because the ambulance service is saying it is not up to the specification they can use as ambulance. Okay. And that is a huge loss of financial state.
The
money to the state.
Yeah.
So it's also about setting your priorities right.
Okay.
Now the government is saying every district, you will make sure every district gets a hospital. Meanwhile, every district already have an ambulance. So when you get a hospital, you enjoy it.
I get you.
So, now getting back to your question, the NPP government had come, and then it's just 3.5 years in power. People think the NDC government just had ex-President John Dramani's administration only. They had good 8 years in power. If you do the analysis saying, oh, ex-President John Dramani Mahama did this, did that, and you are likely to forget about ex-President, the late Mills, then you are telling us indirectly that we have a wasteful 4 years. Because if NDC should give us their achievements, if NDC should mention their achievement, they will never mention and attribute anything to ex-President Mills.
Okay, to Mills. Okay.
They will attribute everything to ex-President, telling us we had a wasteful 4 years.
4 years.
But they had 8 good years as ex-President John Mahama being a vice president and a president. 8 good years.
Okay.
When we talk of achievements, we are likely to compare the 8 years of the NDC with the 3.5 years of NPP.
But all right, let's cut on this one. This one will come with a different discussion.
Okay.
But it still haven't answered my question, which says that has the current government.
Don't forget, I told you they have more than delivered what they
To the youth of.
to the youth of the country.
They have.
Now let me tell you, a government that has enrolled NAPO, 100,000.
But you agree with me, people are now crying NAPO, their salaries are being held for some time.
Trust you me. Ask every NAPO beneficiary you know. Unless the individual have issues, maybe you have issue with your bank, maybe you have issue with your documents, the government is not owing any beneficiary. Trust you me.
Okay.
Unless you have issues, maybe you did a transfer, and then the user agency has not approved your transfer, and it is still pending. The agency has not paid you.
So those are some issues.
Everybody who have this money with NAPCO just paid 3 months arrears to everybody they owed. Straight to December, they never owed anyone. From December to last month, they have paid.
Okay.
Unless you have issues with maybe 1 or 2 documents of yours, then the agency, you say the agency owes you.
Okay.
The government, a single day, enrolling 100,000 graduates. 100,000 graduates. This policy is unprecedented. Graduates, 100,000, being at home. This government just enrolled you. You see, I'm a young guy. I'm into farming. Simply because the MPP government has made farming very pleasant to the youth. This planting for food and jobs policy by the government, you know the investment the government has made into it. Apply to be part of this, how do you call it? Model, planting for food and jobs.
Planting for food and jobs.
The government will help
It's
you.
also part of the
MPP manifesto.
No, I'm talking about your office. It's also a model under your office.
No. Planting for food and jobs is a different model altogether. But it came purposely for the youth.
Okay.
You see, acquisition of land. After you have applied, government will assist you in acquisition of land.
Okay.
Seedlings, even machineries. Government will assist you through the district.
We speak of all these things and the visibility of it. Is it visible? You go to the field and this is not visible.
If not the implementation of planting for food and jobs, the country would have been exposed during the COVID-19 era when we had the total lockdown. A government that has come out with planting for food and jobs, 1 district, 1 warehouse policy. We had a place to host the foods from the farms. That's another policy, a fresh policy, 1 district, 1 warehouse. Go to Edra. I went there and I saw bags of maize which have been held in a storeroom. Bags of maize that were produced under planning for food and jobs have been held in the storeroom. And this storeroom is a warehouse which the government went to commission as 1 district, 1 warehouse. And during the lockdown, nobody cried that there was shortage of food. Nigerians were crying.
Ghana, a lot of people cry.
That there was shortage of food in the market? No.
There were.
No, in the market, no.
But what is the difference if there aren't maximum shortages, but the cost of those few the few items you have in the market will then high?
Come back to
Because if you're saying we planting for food and job and we have enough in store and therefore we are not crying, then why those inflations? Why those high rates of purchases in our market during the lockdown?
See, as I said earlier, I'm not married. So I do go to the market.
Sure, personally.
During the lockdown, a place I was buying my foodstuff from, I used to buy my foodstuff from, I went there during the lockdown, and this same woman told me, because now everybody is buying foodstuff to go and keep, so if you not buy, be there. Government have not increased. You see, I was asking the woman, so if you wake up in the morning and government have increased fuel prices, you'll be complaining. But you deliberately, as an individual, deliberately increasing prices of foodstuffs. And you think it is okay. But when government thinks you have to increase the fuel price, you have to increase tax and other things, you cry foul to that.
Okay, I get you. I get
You are an ingrate.
So people did this deliberately.
Deliberately. Those days we say hot.
Lovely viewers.
So,
it's been a wonderful time with Mr. Anthony, popularly known as Ura of Tesla. I mean, it's been an awesome time with him. I would love him to give his final words to the youth because he has motivated us enough. He has given us enough motivation, enough. And myself, I'm so full. But Ura, your final words to a youth watching. That youth who want to rise up and then do something, who is feeling family is not on his side and therefore things are bad, let me just drop it, let me just live this dream. What are you telling that youth?
I am still part of the youth.
Sure you are.
I share every sentiment, every issue. I have been there so many times for my people, my age mates. I've not gotten to where I want to be.
Okay.
But day after day, I pray to the Lord to assist me get to where He wants me to be. But God will never come from heaven to place me at where I want to be. He will look down to my preparation. I have a friend who, when we wake up in the morning, will say, hey, come in here, $1 million for phone. Even his preparation will not make God give him that. Because he will not be able to manage it.
Yeah. True.
The youth of this country are very hardworking. I see so many youth very hardworking. Very, very hardworking. So actually, Nick, 12,000 people have been enrolled, youth. Get yourself something doing. The government is ever ready to assist you. I see so many ladies into beads, other things. Get yourself something. Come out with an idea. The government is ever ready to assist you. The government have so many money within it that when you go and tell them what you want to do, they are ever ready to support you. Just of late, not too long ago, during the lockdown, the president brought out a very nice idea that any youth or any individual who has been affected by COVID-19 and the individual is into business, he brought up a loan scheme,
soft loans for the SMS.
Soft loan for the SMS. And the way people are patronizing into it, this is the best policy you can ever get. A loan you are going for the whole of this year, you are not paying any interest. Starting, the interest will start counting from next year, and you are paying an interest of 3% annually.
It's a very soft one.
If you don't want this, what else do you want? So, if you are a youth, when you sit aloof, nothing will come to you. Start doing something, and the government is ever ready to assist you. On any other day, the MPP government is there for the youth. People will say MPP. I know you have it in mind. There are people who say MPP is for the book long people, so many things. When I sit here and mention to you a lot of youth who have get hold of government position and are doing marvelously well, just like, State Housing, the CEO, a very young man, Virus, doing marvelously well. Go to Maslow, Stephen Amwa, doing well. Lawyer Justin Kubia, my boss, doing well. Lawyer John Kuma, extremely well. Go, you see Sylvester at National Youth Authority and his deputy Nelson, marvelously well. Even ministerial appointments, the youth are doing marvelously well. And you can also get there. The youth out there shouldn't say, after all, you have to be in politics before you can get certain portfolio. There are a lot of people who have not been in politics, but they are chalking so many achievements. They have not been into politics. Never think I'm at where I am because of politics. Yes, indeed, it counts. But I know a lot of people are also at elsewhere doing marvelously well. They're also not into politics. So, the ball is in your court as a young man. If you sit aloof, you sit on your own glory. But if you wake up in the morning, you pray to God, you tell God to bless whatever you're going to do. Trust you me, whatsoever you're going to touch, will be perfectly well.
If you pray and you ask God to lead you, He's going to make everything marvelously well for you. This has been a wonderful time with Mr. Anthony Osei, also known as Ura, the Deputy Tesco and Ashanti.
You see, let me give you a short story of mine in just a minute.
Okay, in a minute.
My full name is Osei Anthony. People call me Ura. But most of my followers, my friends, have known me to be Anthony Edujemfi. So even my Facebook name is Anthony Edujemfi. I can't remember I had an appointment, and then I went there and I said I'm Osei Anthony, and they said they are not expecting me. They're expecting Anthony Edujemfi. I said it's me. But my official name is Osei Anthony. The Edujemfi is my family name, so I chose to use the Edujemfi as my social media name.
Oh, okay.
But it seems that has also become part of me. So a lot of
definitely it's part of you.
a lot of people do recognize me as Anthony Edujemfi. But then, Ura is beautiful.
It's wonderful having you. It's wonderful having you. Thank you so much for being our Rising Youth personality for this week. And we say God bless you so much. And also move you to higher heights as you keep growing. Because you're youth. Before you get to that adulthood, you should see you perhaps be the president of that as you're still moving. Lovely viewers, thank you also for joining us in this discussion. We believe that you'll be motivated, and we believe that from today you will also pick some nuggets and then work with and be able to be a rising youth, not just for your household or for yourself personally, but be a rising youth from Mother Ghana. I've been your host. Tete Monte Albert is my name. You can also call me Grandpa anytime, any day. And we'll see you next week with another wonderful personality. Be safe. Take care of yourself. And don't be affected by COVID. Bye for now.
Speak